Well, hello friends, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Kip really wanted to show you the outdoor Christmas lights, didn't you, Kip? The lighting is just perfect now. The sun is wanting to set because in Iowa right now it sets around 4:30-ish, not quite, probably a little closer to 5. So we're gonna show you right when everything's at dusk. So you're gonna see the lights on, but still some daylight. You know, I don't change my Christmas lights up that much every year, but I thought, let's go over, take a little tour. So it's like I'm welcoming you into my house. We're gonna start right where everyone enters, so you can too. So right where people pull up and park, I have a bench and I have a couple of these planters, and I put some nice, kind of just like wicker tree forms in them that have that copper lighting around them. It's all LED, and I will say now everything's on timers outside. So you watched the video probably of me putting different containers together, and I did stories on some of them. They're always a mixture of a lot of my arborvitae. I have really old arborvitae trees, and I use them kind of as filler because it's free. And then I use some more fun things mixed in with some spruce, with some beautiful kind of different textures of Fraser, sometimes some noble. I just like to mix in some big pine cones. And I save these year to year. Eventually the weather could kind of get the best of them, but until then, I use them until they don't go. So what you're walking onto here is my front walkway, as I call it. This is where everyone enters, where everyone comes up. I have path lights usually for other times of the year. This year it's lit up almost enough with Christmas lights. The big main attraction here is the large cast iron urn, and all of my outdoor urns, which you've seen videos on, I see a couple light bulbs I actually need to come out and replace, but all my outdoor urns have large trellis in them, and these are usually for flowers or blooming things, but I put lights on them, those C7 bulbs that clip on, and then I use them as trees. At night, they give the shape of a tree, and they're perfect. Other things I save year to year, not just the pine cones, are things like my fantail willow or curly willow. I save that again as many years as I can. It can be pricey, so we save things because we only use them for a month or two here around Christmas. And then these stainless steel balls that you see in there, they're small little balls that I think I've ordered off Amazon, and I just like that shininess they give, and the light bounces off of them at night. But then during the day, it gives more interest too, which I really like, that layered interest. I even actually filled up right below you a big, it's kind of a millstone marble bowl, but I filled it up with all those little orbs because I just think it's pretty how it dances. Now, behind here, what you're gonna see, and I just came out in my slippers, by the way. I'm in my slippers. I came out just to do this with you. You're gonna notice I use, again, my big, they're not wicker, they're more of, I think, a grapevine deer. I don't find them available anymore anywhere. I ordered these a few years ago when they were on sale, and I have a few of them, and I really like the size and structure they give. Right beside this piece I added this year, it's gonna be a fountain next year, hopefully, but it is a large cast iron water trough. I have filled this with, they match the trees, they're just wicker orbs that have copper wire lighting around them, some silver stainless steel gazing balls of different sizes, and then lots of pine cones and greens, and it's just stuffed full. Some magnolia in there for some added texture. What I love is this has a hole in it for drainage, this trough. Even though it's cast iron, it always had a drainage hole, so I can take all the wires out the bottom, hook them into the extension cords and timers, and it's just perfect. Since I like the whole woodland feel, and it's outside in flower beds, I do have some, I've used these for a few years. They're just wicker, kind of, again, grapevine actually, mushrooms. And I have a couple different sizes, and I added the lights on these, which eventually I'd like to change them to the wire kind of copper lighting so it matches and it's a little tinier, because these don't last as long either, those old style ones. But I have a few different mushrooms around, and what I like is the scale of the mushroom with the large deer kind of plays on each other because they're kind of oversized, but it's really fun because they stand out that way too. And that same mushroom, I have a small one right here by the front door that I need to put lights on. I don't have lights on that, but I kind of like it without too much. You know, when you have lots of lighting, when it's within flower beds, you don't go up close and see all the wiring. But when it's by a front door, you might see it more, so I kind of don't mind it without anything. So around my doorways, I always do faux garland. I've had it for years, and big C7 light bulbs because they show up well. I like that C7 size because they really show up, and I've been changing out the bulbs when they burn out with LED bulbs so they burn cooler and hopefully longer. My urns by the front door, I filled again with greens and put large orbs in. Just kind of a centerpiece that you walk up to. It's a focal point, you really notice it. It has a lot of presence, but it also has just really nice lighting. So at night, everything out here just glows. You know what? I forgot, I should grab for you too. At night, I put these on when people are coming over. I don't think they're all weather, but I really like the glowing effect they give. So I'll place these glass LED operated orbs here. I'll just kind of put them together because look how they glow with everything. So it's just kind of this magical, glowing, beautiful moment as you're walking up to the door. Now remember, this is for me too. From my kitchen window, I can see a lot of this. And when I drive in, I really enjoy it. So to me, that's the excitement. I know sometimes it seems like it's a lot of work, but if you get enjoyment out of it, I get enjoyment out of this, it's totally worth it just to enjoy for those weeks around Christmas where that glittering light just gives you a little bit more warmth during the winter, right? So let's go around to the front porch so you can see the sleigh because it's making an appearance again. Right here on the wall is a old kind of cast iron planter I use. And during the winter, I like to just put tons of greens in it. And okay, greens, do I water them? No. I do spray them with anti-desiccant, which is a nice, it's different brands have like wilt proof, or there's other ones too, wilt stop, I think is one of them. It's just a nice wax coating that helps trap in moisture. If we stay cold and it's in shade like it is here, these will stay green through January without any work. So it's really nice just to add it in and have something there. On the front porch, there's a couple more deer, which makes sense if you see the porch from far away, because it's like, don't you love the stories I'm gonna tell you? It's like they brought up the sleigh, the deer did. All four of them, they needed to. I did wrap an extra faux garland I had around the neck of this one, and I had put a real wreath that was a gift around the neck of the one that's outside. I like how they just have this nice scale. I take in the furniture to save it and keep it longer, obviously, over the winter, so the porch is completely barren, so things like this sit really well. And these, by the way, are super lightweight. Like, super lightweight. So if the wind is from the south, it's an issue. Usually during the winter, the wind is from the north, so they're protected. But they're easy for me to take in too and put them in a barn. So up here I have lots of those lit up items again that I've used everywhere else. So I have orbs, I have trees, I have a couple bells that I used to use inside, but they just fit well. And then I even set out a couple faux little trees because I just think it was nice to add in some green and add in a little bit of texture, which I think looked really good. Around the doorway, the same garland, the same C7 bulbs. And on the other side, you see the sleigh. Now, the sleigh is a beautiful antique sleigh. I actually got at a garage sale a few years ago. And what I did this year for the first year, all of these orbs are just piled in here. There's only about 5 of them in here. And they're piled in, so at night it just kind of glows. And you see it from inside the house too. So my family room is right behind me through the windows, and you see this glow. And then I added some spruce tops right here, and I just put a big red bow around them. What I like is the seat looks fine, but it looks kind of empty. And so these spruce tops just add this nice hint of green, like you're hauling something in, or like you were about to bundle them and do something with them. And again, since they're protected, they're in shade mostly, not in direct sunlight. They're gonna stay well. Just remember with your greens, if they're in direct sunlight, if it gets hot in that direct sunlight and windy, they're gonna dry out quicker. But if you have them in more protected areas where it stays shaded and it stays cold, the greens are gonna do great. So you can see it's a mixture of all the things I love. It's glowing, it's lights, it's all that beautiful coziness that you want around Christmas. It's always exciting to have you guys over and have it feel like you're coming over for an evening of Christmas. You know, just remember, no, I do not have plugins everywhere. Everything is plug-in. It's not solar powered or anything. I run extension cords where needed and use just outdoor timers, just the old-fashioned ones, as needed, so I don't have to run around and plug anything in, take anything out, and nothing stays on all day. It goes on in the evening, goes off in the middle of the night. So it's just a fun way to kind of express some excitement and some enjoyment for a different season. Usually I love flowers, I love plants, I love agave, and I fill these areas with those. But around Christmas, we can do something special and enjoy that season in a different way with cut greens, with lights, and things that just make us feel the season in a different way. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for coming over. There's gonna be more with indoor tours too, soon to come.